Right, in this episode, joined by Ben Flo from the class of 2015. Ben, how are you?
I'm doing well, sir. Thanks for having me.
Good deal. All right, so I want you to think back when you were a young, impressionable middle schooler. Why'd you pick early college? Or why was early college picked for you?
I went to Blackwater Middle School. I remember fondly Miss Hearn coming to our school, um, and she talked about the opportunity of getting 2 years knocked out uh, when you become a high schooler, and that seemed exciting to me. Um, I wanted to see, I wanted to try it. I wanted to see if that would be an open door for me. The interview process, I felt very comfortable. Um, and I was just excited. I was an excited middle schooler wanting to do something different and new because it was a choice of going to Carolina Forest or going to early college. And I was just really excited. In my mind, I think I still have this attitude. The attitude was, someone else would kill to be in my shoes if they had the opportunity. And I think that's what I said on the application too. So I just felt very grateful, and excited. And Um, I'm thankful I got the door opened, and here we are 10 years later.
I love that idea of you're given this opportunity, right? And a lot of people, unfortunately, especially when they're here, they don't realize like we turn people down so you could have that spot. Uh, And so we really have that obligation to do something with it. We have a reason, we have a point. We need to be significant while we're here because somebody else didn't. Somebody else had to go the other route. So I love that. All right. So you get here, are classes as hard as you thought they'd be?
Uh, Miss
Keep me
Laura's
honest.
civics, yeah, Miss Laura's civics class, like was I went from middle school, like all I needed to do was show up, to Miss Laura's class being like very strict. Remember Mr. Hernan's physical science class, and that being really tough, especially with the interactive notebook. That whole point of discipline was brand new to me because I was never taught how to be organized until I got to early college, especially with Cornell notes. The necessity for organizing your ideas on paper,
Gotcha.
actively listening, all of those things were things that I didn't normally do, and it was a huge benefit. So yeah, Miss Laura's class was pretty tough. I loved Mr. Hernan's science class. Every single teacher at early college was exceptional. Like they all cared about what they did. It was wonderful. I don't think I had a like bad experience with any teacher at that school at the time that I was there. So it was wonderful.
Love it. All right. So you get to sophomore year, classes are a little bit different because you're taking high school and starting to explore some college stuff. Got a picture for you. Uh, And for those watching, he has no idea what I'm about to share because that's what makes it more fun.
Oh my gosh, wow.
All
Um,
right. Thoughts?
yeah, it's Courtney. Courtney and I, we had a project. I think it was for a business plan or something. We made a presentation about opening up a coffee bar or a soda bar, and we made like a little mini rap song to it too, and I had a lot of fun with that project. That was great. I loved it. And yeah, I she and I like worked and I think we got an A on it, and no, it was so much fun. I can't
I'm
believe I
sure, I'm sure you did very well. Both of you are brilliant.
thanks. No, I yeah, and um gosh, that was such a fun class. Economic it was in economics. Yeah, yeah. Gosh, man. I had such good memories in that class.
We still do the project. I'm not sure how much fun it is anymore.
No.
Hopefully, it's somewhat fun. All right, so that was picture one. Later
Yeah.
that year, we have another one. You also now have one for having the earliest interview, which
Thanks.
is fine because I get up at super early anyway, so I'm already at work.
There you go. Gosh, that was freshman year. Oh man. I think that's Jose. I forget his name.
Yep, Jose Cruz.
Jose Cruz. Yeah, he was awesome. He kind of took me under his wing a little bit. And was just being a good bigger sort of bigger brother. And we were hanging out playing guitar and I think this was like the first year I was in like my rock band. I was playing bass for my band. There's a couple of guys from Scholars Academy that we met on the bus, and um, we would play a couple shows here and there. Gosh, um, that was a cool day. It was beautiful outside. We were just hanging out, playing guitar, enjoying the day. It was wonderful.
Love it. Love the creativity. And Jose is like a couple years older than you.
Yeah,
Uh,
he was a senior, and I was a freshman, and I was just kind of
yeah,
um,
cool stuff.
yeah.
All right, so those are all the pictures I found in the 2 minutes before we started. All right, so you do well with the early college stuff. You graduate from Tech, right? Associate of Arts.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then where are we going after that?
Well, when I was a junior, I I was really impacted. Just I think from an early age, I loved being in class. I loved school so much, and um, I I I eventually learned that I wanted to be a teacher. Just for understanding, like if I'm meant to know stuff, if I learn things, like what's the point of me being like a nerdy sort of guy who likes explaining things? And the answer is, well, hey, you could be a teacher. And that to me it makes a lot of sense. And I looked up to you, I looked up to Mr. Graham, looked up to Mr. Pally, those guys, and it's like, yeah, like I'd love to be a teacher. So I knew I thought science would be cool, being a science teacher, and I went aimed at Coastal Carolina to get my bachelor's in biology. I ended up doing that in 2 years. All the credits were transferred. I don't recommend it. It was pretty tough. I don't think I was mature or ready for it, but I did that, and then I um, got my master's degree. Got my master's degree in teaching, the MAT. So if you know thankfully, by the grace of God, I was allowed to get my bachelor's and master's in 3 years at Coastal and be certified to be a teacher. And then the year after that, I moved down to Charleston, South Carolina, where I'm at now. I've been for the past 6, 7 years, and I've been a teacher at Charleston County School District. I've been able to. My first job was at an early college as well. So like, I was I've been doing early college for years. Um, Ever since even after graduating because of the vision that early college has. It's like if the student is middle of the road academically and they want to work hard, there's an opportunity for them to get better. And I'm proof. Like, and so that's sort of the thousand foot view of where I've been in the last couple of years.
All right, so I want to touch on one piece there. You talked about the maturity of going to Coastal, and a lot of people don't really think about that, but you graduate from early college and tech at 18, 17, or 18 usually.
Hmm.
Uh, and congrats, you're already a third year when you show up at
Yeah,
these other South Carolina public colleges. Uh, how do you try to manage that piece? How do you work on the maturity piece when you get there?
I think if I were to try to go back, um, the the th I think there are a couple of core components that allows for someone to be successful